Welcome back to another Transformational Friday. Today's topic might hit close to home. Have you ever stopped to think about why you struggle to make decisions that honor you? Why you often bend over backward to please others? Why you don't really show up as your best self? Or why there are no clear boundaries guarding your life? Hi, I am Sommy, a transformational coach, certified public speaker, corporate trainer, and licensed pharmacist. Today, we will be looking at how your lack of self-respect is affecting your life. Self-respect is something that impacts us more often than we realize. If you feel like you keep settling for less, attracting the wrong people, opportunities, situations, stay with me. This conversation is for you. By the end of this video, you will have the clarity and the strategies to start honoring yourself in a way that transforms your entire life. Let's start with a hard truth. If you don't respect yourself, the world will mirror that back to you. Self-respect isn't about ego. It's not about thinking you are better than others. Self-respect is about honoring who you are. It's about honoring your destiny, your dreams, your deepest desires, and your needs. It's about protecting yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally so that you can show up at your best and fulfill your God-given purpose. While I was preparing this video, I realized that our ability to have a high degree of self-respect is connected to our recognition of our identity in God. Knowing your identity helps you to realize your worth. And when you do, you will naturally place healthy boundaries around your life. On the other hand, a lack of self-respect stems from not knowing who you are. A lack of self-respect leads to many things. I have some examples listed here. You often settle for less than you deserve. You enable bad behavior to please people. You don't set boundaries around your life. You often make compromises that do not honor your core values. You allow negative self-talk to dictate your actions. Let us now delve deeper into how lack of self-respect could be affecting your life right now. The first area I want us to look at is relationships. You mostly attract people who don't value you, irrespective of the kind of relationship it is, if you lack self-respect. Here is what you should know. How you treat yourself is communicating to other people how to treat you. You are setting the standard for how others will treat you from the way you treat yourself. You might tolerate toxic behavior because you believe you're not worthy of genuine and respectful connections. Such beliefs will keep you in relationships that are draining your life just so you are not alone. You keep relationships when you don't have self-respect. You keep relationships where you are afraid to talk about your feelings or where you don't voice your feelings because you are afraid of having difficult conversations. You keep relationships where you are emotionally manipulated and where your greatness is sized down, especially when they are relationships that should be significant and that should honor you. Let me tell you what happens. Over time, this takes a toll on your confidence, your success, and your peace of mind to the extent that you now become programmed to see these kinds of relationships as the norm for you. When you don't have self-respect, you attract people who don't value you. The next place in your life where self-respect could be affecting you right now is in your career. Let me ask you, why are you hesitant to negotiate your worth? Why do you undervalue your skills or play small instead of stepping boldly into opportunities? Let me tell you, sometimes it's because you don't see yourself as a big deal. And no, I'm not telling you to become self-absorbed, but you need to think highly of yourself to an extent. Okay, I know the scripture says in Romans chapter 12 verse 3 to not think highly of yourself more than you ought to. Okay, so the emphasis there is more than you ought to. So what it means is that you should actually think highly of yourself to an extent. right? So if you don't really see yourself as a big deal, it makes you to hide from opportunities that can move you forward in your career. Again, if you see career wise, okay, and even in your life in general, if you see that you are often not concerned about the excellence of your deliverables, it is often a sign of lack of self-respect. Sometimes the whole I don't care attitude, let me just submit it like that, let it just be like that. Sometimes it actually means I don't respect myself enough to care. Yeah, because if you really care about something that has your name on it, something that your name is associated with, you want to put in your best effort. Okay, of course, I know that we fall short, but most of the time, you are excellent at the things that you are putting out there. Okay, so this is how lack of self-respect could be affecting you right now in your career. The next one I have here is personal growth. Self respect determines how much you invest in your development. When you respect yourself, you will seek opportunities to grow. You will seek opportunities to learn and elevate your mindset. But when you don't, you subconsciously tell yourself you are not worth the effort. Hmm. So self-respect is part of what will push you to challenge yourself, to take risks, to embrace learning. Without it, you might avoid opportunities because you believe you are not worthy of success. People with self-respect hold themselves accountable, hold themselves to higher standards. They set goals and follow through. A lack of self-respect, however, leads to self-sabotage, to procrastination, and it leads to fear of stepping fully into one's potential. If you have self-respect, you will strive for excellence in everything that you do. You are going to want to accelerate your personal transformation, right? But if you lack it, you don't care. Another place where self-respect can be affecting your life right now is in your physical appearance. Yes, dressing well, putting in the effort to look good are actually signs that you place value on yourself, that you consider yourself a big deal, that you place premium on yourself. So I wrote here, your lack of self-respect impacts the effort you put into looking good. No, I'm not asking you to break the bank. It's in simple things like your hygiene. It's in simple things like ensuring that you smell good, that you smell fresh. It's in things like even your fashion sense, right? You care about the way you look, about your public appearance. No, I'm not saying that you should not start to try to please others. Okay, but you care about your representation outside, your personal brand. That's just a summary of it all. You care about your personal brand, and your physical appearance is part of your personal branding, right? So these are areas where lack of self-respect could be affecting your life right now. So I want you to look into your relationships, whether it's a romantic relationship or is a relationship between yourself and your colleagues, official relationships, professional relationships, even in your friendships. Yeah, across different types of relationships, start to evaluate them and start to ask yourself, are you actually keeping relationships that are draining you just because you are afraid to be alone? And start to ask yourself, how can I start honoring myself so that the relationships I have are relationships that I really want to have in my life? Okay, so I also want you to look at your career. Look into your career today and see how lack of self-respect could be affecting you, and start to take strategies, which I'm going to share with you, on how to overcome that. Look into your personal growth as well. What if the reason you have not made another effort to advance in your certifications, to go for another masterclass, is because you don't really consider yourself a big deal. You don't see yourself as someone who is worth the effort. Okay, and finally, as I have here, your physical appearance. What if the reason why you don't care about that skincare routine is because you think that is nothing big? Okay, what if it's actually because you don't respect yourself? Now remember what I said. I don't care can sometimes mean I don't respect myself enough to care. Having looked at how lack of self-respect could be affecting your life right now, let us now look at how to rebuild your self-respect. So in case you miss this along the way, there is still hope for you. How can you rebuild your self respect? This is a part where you really want to pay attention because your transformation is near. The first point I put down here is seek to understand your true identity. Remember what I said? A lack of self respect can be connected to the absence of the understanding of our worth. So, the first thing I encourage you to do is to seek to understand your true identity. You cannot respect yourself beyond the understanding of your worth. This one is a whole topic, and I already prepared a course on it. Head over to the description box, the link is going to be there. I encourage you to purchase it because I believe you will truly find it valuable. The second step in rebuilding your self respect is to love yourself. When you fall in love with yourself, you want to protect and honor yourself. So, self respect it stems from self love. Okay, the truth is that you cannot love people, you cannot love other people beyond how much you love yourself. So, loving yourself is a very crucial step to rebuilding your self respect. This brings us to the next step. Set boundaries without guilt. Start saying no to the things that drain you, and yes, to the things that are in alignment with your values. Be willing to walk away from things that no longer serve you. You've got to be more loyal to your destiny than you are to your desire to be in everyone's good book. If you want to be in everyone's good book, you might as well just wave goodbye to your destiny. But if you really want to live the life that you deserve, then you've got to be willing to be more loyal to your destiny than you are to your desire to be in everyone's good book. If you are going to look at what I have here, if you are going to live the kind of life you deserve, just make peace with the truth that some people will never be okay with it. Some people will never be okay with the boundaries you set. But that's okay. That's okay because you truly deserve the life that you desire. The fourth step in rebuilding your self respect is to invest in your growth. Read, learn, and put yourself in spaces that elevate you. When you prioritize your growth, you show yourself, you show yourself that you matter. And this can actually help you to boost your self-confidence as well. The final step that I have here for this video is to stop waiting for validation. You don't need anyone's permission. Okay, the only approval you need to respect yourself is your own. Do not let the fear of judgment keep you from standing tall. Listen, the version of you that thrives, wins, and commands respect require you to start treating yourself properly. When you start treating yourself properly, when you start to respect yourself, it's really amazing how the world aligns to also respect you. So, I have shown you how your lack of self respect is affecting your life, and I have also shown you the strategies to rebuilding your self respect. If this message resonated with you, I want you to tell me in the comment section what is one way you are going to start honoring yourself better from today. And of course, don't forget to like this video if you found this valuable. Share this video with someone who is on his or her growth journey. And do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more transformational content. Until I come your way next time, remember that transformed people transform the world.